Point Rain!
That's
So
a plug
funny.
for her story. Go read her
it's
story.
not.
It's totally a plug. Go
Nope.
read the story.
You're late.
A wizard is never late. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Nor is he.
Ahsoka and I were busy routing the seppies near Doran.
Oh no, Ahsoka's there.
My squadron alone had 55 kills.
Yeah, but mine had 76.
I think they're having like a Gimli Legolas kind of competition going on here.
And we'll meet at the rendezvous point at 0700 exactly.
That's 7 a.m.
Why does everything have to happen at 7 a.m.?
I don't know.
Can't these people sleep?
Gentlemen, if you are quite finished, we have a battle to begin.
Oh, it's Luminara.
You can just hear the ugh, men in her voice.
No.
Last time I was chained to a pole and attacked by several humongous monsters.
That sounds entertaining.
It was. For the Genosians.
That's referring to the movie, right?
Yeah. Honestly, this show should have been a lot longer than it was. I mean, like, I know they're doing season 7 now, but I mean, at most it's gonna be 22 episodes.
And the question is,
then
how good are
that's
they
it.
going to be?
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, because Rebels, I was told, is not exactly a
bad.
gem. And the new Disney Star Wars stuff coming out is not exactly a gem.
I mean, this show was done by Disney.
Yes.
And
But it was done by a
very
small
well.
group that was outside of the limelight,
Yeah.
right? It wasn't about pandering to politics or political agendas or anything like that. It was about creating a Star Wars show
Yeah.
for kids. But, you know, because I think we watched some of the behind the scenes and you could really tell that the people involved loved Star Wars.
Yeah.
They absolutely loved it, right? And when you really love a project you're involved in, it shows through, right? And it did get better in terms of writing as it went on. It's the same team working on it again for season 7. You might have like something really good, especially because they've got, you know, more time to work on it. They've obviously been recognized that it was a good thing and they're trying to, you know, just give it some closure, that kind of thing, right? Like, so, you know.
Yeah, like, I expect it to be good, but it's just one season, and then they're gonna end it. Like, why?
If you drag something on too long, though, then it just gets formulaic and redundant and...
But, I mean, like, they don't have to go on forever, but... I mean, this is the Clone Wars we're talking about. It was an entire war!
Yeah,
And they have the comics to go off as
you
well.
could also, instead of focusing on Anakin and Ahsoka, you could focus on General Grievous, or you could focus on, you know, other characters.
Exactly,
and
there's so
Thrawn,
many
they
different
could
characters.
throw Thrawn in there. That would be cool. He should have a voice like Cad Bane.
Thrawn
Like,
was
that would
in
be-
Rebels. Thrawn wasn't around during the Clone Wars.
Well,
But he was still awesome in Rebels, even though Rebels sucked.
sucked. Okay.
They nailed his voice, they did. They
Okay,
nailed it. I
good.
loved it.
We're going to watch Rebels after Clone Wars, right?
Yes.
That's the plan. So
That's
I'm
the
going to
plan.
have to sit through the misery and the greatness.
The misery and the greatness.
That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah!
You got highs and you got lows, and there's very little in between.
Yes.
Good thing those bugs can't aim.
Well, what if something happened to General Kenobi? He could be injured
No
or...
time for that kind of talk.
We're in a war zone. He could be injured. Well, duh. Of course he could be injured, but you don't know. Stick to what you're doing.
Yeah.
What was she planning to do? Oh no, he might be injured. We must, you know, abandon our post and go rescue him.
Mm-hmm.
Now!
Good show.
Boy, reporting as ordered, sir. Waxer reporting as ordered, sir.
Wait, is that Waxer and Boyle? I heard Waxer. I didn't hear the first name.
Oh, I don't know.
I think it was.
Waxer, Boyle.
Ah, it is Waxer and Boyle.
Trapper and I are the only ones still alive.
We've just been sitting here.
Yeah, why didn't...
Anakin pushed the door off. You think you can't do that?
Well, I guess they're injured.
That's a good question. How much does it affect your ability to use the Force?
I don't know.
Because, like, the Force... Using the Force kind of drains you, right? I think you've told me that before.
I think so, yeah.
Right, so I guess if you're already feeling drained because you're injured. But then again, it's not a physical thing, it's a mental thing. So even if your body's falling apart, if you're still in the right mental headspace...
They knew our every move.
Well, I'm sure...
Yeah, give me your neck. Oh yes, no, this is totally normal.
Yep.
Get this all the time, people just stab me with a fucking needle. What is that supposed to do now?
Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe they're clearing the path for that thing?
Oh, okay, I get it. I was like, ooh. Wow, good for you! You're doing a good job. What was that?
Dude, it's
Yeah,
quite the wall.
That's a barrier.
Yeah, that's a barrier. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Kid show. What do you do? Yes, thank you. Shoot.
I was gonna say, it's about time somebody does something. You know what that reminds me of? Pitch Black. Things just like come out of nowhere,
right.
like.
Yeah.
Holy moly. Those guns remind me of The Incredibles as well.
Oh yeah, like the
The
crazy
globby.
Yeah.
They shoot the globby stuff. Well, that's convenient.
Yeah.
What if that hadn't been there?
Then they would have been like,
Well, I guess we're
Well.
climbing up by hand. Okay. Or maybe they just sit there for 10 minutes, waiting, reeling it back in. Nothing. That would be hilarious.
How many droids have you shut down so far?
25.
Ah, you're falling behind.
yes. See, they've totally got this Gimli Legolas competition going on
Which
here.
can be fun, but question. How do you know who's getting what? Like, when you're actually, like, slashing through them, then you can say, okay, 1, 2, 3. But if you're, like, deflecting shots while there's 100 other guys shooting at them, and there's someone beside you also deflecting shots, how do you know which shots that you deflected are hitting which droids, and which shots they're deflecting, and which ones they're shooting are hitting the droid? I guess you just count in your head and pretend that, you got a lot of droids. And that one was totally mine. Yes, that one as well. I'm going to call that one mine. Yep. I'm counting that one.
Uh-huh.
I was looking at him, and he fell. So.
Yeah.
Look for a hatch.
Oh, I thought he said look for a hat, and I was like,
thought so too!
are you baying now? Oh, those things.
Well, apparently you can, like, stick your hand right through their shield, so...
Yeah, no, why didn't she just stab it immediately? Because
Yeah.
they've already established you can stab through those, yeah. Because the shields are meant for, high velocity, like, shots and things like that.
Up and away.
Ooh, that would be fun.
That would not be fun!
No, it would not. Oh my goodness. So, I hope someone catches it.
I think they will, but, like, still, you'd have a heart attack. Long before you almost didn't hit the ground.
You and him, lads, let's go!
Oh, it's very convenient. Like, in the center of the whole thing, there's a convenient little, oh, you only have a few rocks to step over.
Yeah.
Instead of, like, the majority of the rubble.
Bring in the got flamethrowers!
Do they got flamethrowers?
This creature's on fire!
Oh wow. This is a kid show.
Yep, kid show. I feel like this show should have been rated for a much older audience.
Yeah.
Cause like you're literally like displaying war
Yeah.
in all its horror. And I absolutely believe that that should not be shied away from. War is a horrible thing, and so you can't sugarcoat it. But you can't market it to kids either.
I feel like mostly adults watch this show anyways, so I don't know.
And it is the mentality, right? Oh, it's animated, so it must be for kids, right? That we're still kind of getting over. So then it's a bit of that as well. People are like, oh, they're making an animated series of Star Wars. It must be for kids. Because that's what I thought when I saw some clips of it at a friend's place. So, just like, you know.
But I mean, like, Avatar The Last Airbender, that was animated, but, like, that show worked for
some
kids.
serious topics, but it was...
It also worked for adults, too.
It worked for both ages. This one gets pretty dark.
Yeah.
And so... So that's the weird thing about it, is that they have, you know, aspects of it that are very much like, the kid marketed, right? Like Jar Jar Binks and things like that in there. That's obviously in there for the kids in the audience. But it's like, you know, so where are you, what's your demographic then? Because most of the tone is way too mature for kids. Mm-hmm. But you still have stuff in there that's like, oh no, kids can watch this. Kids will be watching this. This is for kids. And it's like,
no, it's not.
No. So it would make more sense to kind of like, you know, maybe not necessarily take all that stuff out, because even adults can find that humorous. But you know, you'd think there would be less of it, or it'd be a little less dumbed down. And so then, yeah, it's just... Oh, the topic could be discussed for ages. And it's hard to discuss while trying to process the incoming information. Yes. I'm trying to stop not finishing my sentences. I don't know how many times you've probably noticed when you're editing it, I start saying something, and then I just...
Yeah,
I do that a lot.
Yeah.
Because they start saying something and my brain's like, oh wait, what are they saying? And then it completely loses where my brain was.
It's happening right now!
But yes. I'm trying to stop stopping.
Yes, stop stopping.
65, Skywalker.
Sorry?
My total, 65.
Oh, he's playing the game too.
That's cute that they put that in there.
Yeah.